What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video we are finally putting on our $1,200 suspension setup. Once again, if you guys haven't watched a previous video, this includes ceramic pads, slot-in drilled rotors, for the front, new wheel bearings, new tie rods, new ball joints. Comes with my Eibach drag launch springs with an adjustable rear airbag for the right. Because I guess on these cars it likes to dip in the right rear the hardest. Comes with Lakewood 70/30 street strip struts for the front, and for the back, Coney str or srt, I don't know, but Coney rear shocks, and then an SR Performance non-adjustable upper and lower rear control arm kit. Now this is a lot of stuff. I might actually have to break this up into two parts or into two different videos, just because of there's a lot that's gonna go into this. And alrighty guys, it's gonna be pretty straightforward. What we're going to do is we're gonna start here on the rear. We got to take off this miniature shock up here, and we got to loosen our strut on both sides. I'm gonna have to put my jack underneath the diff, and then we're gonna have to lower this down a little bit so that way we can get these springs out of here, and then we can put the new ones in. For taking apart our rear suspension, like I said, the first thing we have to do is we have to jack up by the differential, so that way the weight is off of this shock and this shock. And then in order to actually get the main shocks off, we have to gut the trunk. And you'll see right there and right there. Those are the two the top nuts that hold the shock in. So we're gonna actually undo those and then come on the side and undo this, probably right here, and then let everything just kind of drop a little bit. And this would give us plenty of room to take our springs out and pretty much go from there. I don't think we'll have to undo, in order to change all this, I don't really think we'll have to undo the stock upper control arm right there, but I will do a little research just to make sure. I was wrong. I thought that the control arm kit came with something for this, but it doesn't. And actually, the wheels that I'm getting, from what I've heard, so 10.5 is the widest I can fit in the rear without it poking out and looking weird. And I heard that we're gonna have to remove this. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not really sure yet. I haven't dived into it too much yet. I'll have to do some more research. Okay, so for this bolt, the nut is a 21 and the bolt head is a 15. I'm really hoping we don't need a 19 because I don't know what happened to my wrench. I've been looking all over. I can't find it. I might have to go get another one. I mean, it's only K-Tools. It's not like it's a snap-on wrench or nothing, so I'm not too worried about it. But like, still, it sucks because I really can't find my wrench, and I'm probably gonna need it, knowing my luck. Okay, well, it turns out the nut's welded on there. The video that I saw, the nut wasn't, so I'm not really sure. But either way, doesn't matter. We got it out of the way. Now our next step is we're gonna remove the top nut on this shock. Then we should be able to take some tension off the axle and get this spring out of the way. It's a 15mm. Ratcheting wrenches or a very long socket are gonna be your best friend in this. And it looks like this is actually gonna come out pretty easy. I sprayed, this is the only penetrating, the lubricant that I have. It's a Crow's oil. And that's the only thing I have. I don't have any PB Blaster or anything like that. But that stuff, that is like amazing. That's godsend. If you can get cans of this, like, keep it. It's amazing. But I sprayed a little bit on there beforehand. I actually did with most of the bolts on this lower suspension, so that way everything's nice and loose for when we need to get it off. Now that that top nut is out, we can actually just remove this whole strut entirely. The nut itself, let me get in here. The nut itself is an 18mm and the bolt head is a 15. Oops, bumped the camera. And so you're just gonna wanna hook your impact on the 15mm side and buzz it off. So there's that nut, and this shock should, boom, come right out. Man, this looks a little rusty, don't it? It was worse. I actually spray painted it black just that way it wouldn't look so bad. Yikes. Yeah, no, that's junk. Next step, now that we have our quad shock out of the way, that shock out of the way, we have to remove our sway bar. And there are 2 bolts right here on the outside. It looks like there's a nut on the inside, but I promise you it's not. It's just a 13 millimeter, both right here and here. You zip them out, impact, ratchet, whatever. I got the old snappy boy. And then just zip that out, and then you can move your sway bar out of the way. Even with those 2 bolts undone, this is not gonna give you enough clearance. So take your other side, the wheel off, and then just come in here. You'll have to move this line out of the way. Fight with it, but be careful not to rip it, because that really wouldn't be good. And then snappy boy and snappy boy. We are so close to getting this spring out of the way and getting our lower control arm out of the way. The next steps are to undo this nut and bolt right here, and then in order to get the top out, you're actually going to go through this hole right there. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but right where my finger's at, where I'm poking, right there is your nut, and you're just going to go in there with your impact and zip that off. Well, this is just turning into a giant pain. So I was able to get this side out. A lot of fighting with it, but it came out, right? This side, here, hold on, let me lay down. Right here, will not come out at all. I've been sitting here just fighting with it, and it will not come out. So I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I'm gonna probably try to get my longest breaker bar, try to at least break this nut loose, because what I've been doing is putting my 21 on here and my impact on here. But if you guys can't see or can't tell on the camera, it's starting to round a little bit, and if it rounds, then we're really screwed. So what I'm gonna probably try to do is get my biggest breaker bar and a 21 and just give it everything it has, and hopefully I can at least get this nut loose, because then from there I can just take a hammer and beat the bolt out. This weather is so bipolar. It's either been sunny or raining, but at least it's not snowing. So we have a bit of an issue. That last bolt is it's in there good. So what's stopping it right now is, I mean, it spins freely. I can put the impact on it or my ratchet and just spin it, and it'll spin for days, but it won't come out. I've smacked it with the hammer. I have tried using a C-clamp to push it out. I can't get it. And what's causing it is, so on these bushings, there we go. On these bushings, you have a metal slide, which the bolt goes through. Well, this one had a lot of corrosion. That's why that bolt was not coming loose, because of that massive amount of corrosion. And, well, that corrosion is stopping the bolt from going out. I've been soaking it in Crow's oil, turning it, spinning it. It's gotten a little more freed up. Like, it's just sitting in there. I can wiggle it. I can move it around, but no, I cannot get it out at all. So what's probably going to have to happen is we're going to have to take the brakes off on this side. There we have it. Oh, we got a direct shot now. Okay, if this thing doesn't come out after this, looks like I got to go purchase an air hammer, because for somehow, for working on cars for well over a year, I never purchased my own air hammer. And there's been numerous times where I needed one and just should have bit the bullet, but instead I did things the hard way. So if worse comes to worse, we're gonna have to go buy an air hammer, and you know, the next shot will probably be nighttime. I don't know, but either way, I'm gonna get my big sledgehammer. We're gonna try to beat this bolt out. Well, fast forward a couple days. Finally got it out. It was a pain. I had to pretty much cut the bolt, and my Makita wouldn't fit, so I had to go buy a reciprocating saw to cut the bolt the rest of the way through. But no, I beat on it, soaked it. The only thing I didn't do was apply heat, because I don't have a torch or an induction tool, although I think I'm gonna go buy one so that way I have it, because I have a slight feeling that the other side is gonna be just as bad. I hope not though, knock on wood. But now we've ran into a issue. So I can almost guarantee you, I don't know about this one, but I guarantee you this has seen every bit of 200,000 miles that is on this car. And I'm sorry, but I am not putting this back. I mean, there is no rubber give to it at all. I guarantee if I go like that, it'll just crack. If I were to try to crush it right now, it would just crack in half. I mean, yeah. This at least has some sort of like squishiness to it. I don't know. It kind of resembles rubber. But so I had to order some polyurethane bushings off of American Muscle, and I ordered the front ones too, so I'd be prepared. So now we're at, once again, another standstill because I can't put that control arm back up because I have to put the spring in. Well, to put the spring in, I need the new bushings. And I don't want to take apart the front yet because I want to get the rear done and then work my way to the front. I don't want to mix tools. I don't want to do nothing like that. Like if I'm doing the rear, I have the tools out for the rear. Once the rear is done and bolted back together, I will take the tools, see what I need to use for this, put the rest of them back. I don't like the big messes. I don't like all, I mean, like right now, this is stressing me out. Just all this, all car parts. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful mess, but a stressful one nonetheless. But since they're open, you know, I'll show you. Did a really nice job on these arms. They're very clean. The welds are good, like really good quality. They're nice. And then I opened the iBox springs to see if I had any bushings, and they didn't send any. But, well, the best part by far is the numerous stickers that I have. iBox got airlift because this does have an airlift system with it. More iBox. Coney, that's off of the shock over there. I had to open it to see if they came with stickers because normally Coney shocks do come with stickers. But sadly, there's no bushings in here. But you know, I mean, the springs, I mean, it's going to look so good once this is all done and put back together. I'm thinking on even cleaning this up a bit, hitting it with like a coat of black because there's little bits of red because someone on this car at one point spray painted the entire suspension red. I went over and painted it all black because the red was very faded and it kind of looked really, really cheap. So I actually went over and spray painted it all black, but there's even little spots like right there that are red. So yeah, guys, that's an update. This is where we're at. I was hoping to get the back all together in one video, but it looks like that's not gonna happen. Now this car is very close to being done, but it can't get done fast enough because the weather's starting to finally, I mean, it's a little chilly out today. I got a hoodie on. But the weather's finally starting to turn, and so I've been paying like express next day delivery shipping on all of my parts lately. It's been very expensive, but very worth it. I should have done it for these side scoop clips because they're gonna take a while to get here, and I really don't want to ride around with one side scoop. I'm gonna look and see where they're coming from and see how close it is to being delivered. But last time I checked, they're a ways away. See, that's what you get for trying to save money. You know, I could have spent $20 and got the fastener clips, you know, because no parts store had them. Well, I found them on Amazon for $7, and I'm like, okay, cool. You know, it comes with clips for this side and that side. Wow, $7? Man, what a deal. Yeah, except now they're going to take a year and a half to get here. Not actually, but you know what I mean. While this video gets uploaded as an update video sort of thing, I'm going to start on the other side and at least get it torn apart, since you guys obviously seen how it gets torn apart. And as soon as these isolators come in, or bushings, or whatever you want to call them, then I will put the car back together. And then from there, once the suspension is done, it's drivable again. The tires are very, very bald, so I'm not really going to be racing anybody. I mean, I can rip some fat ass burnouts, but I'm not going to be racing anybody. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a little bit on the boring side. Kind of me walking you through how to install this, but then it kind of went south on me, and now we're waiting on parts yet again. And I'm still trying to find a second vehicle for the channel. Something that's not that. Something that I can make some good content with, this and that. I've said before, you know, oh, I'm not going to spoil anything. Well, pretty much I've been looking for a Cummins. But the market right now is insane. You know, if you don't respond for 20 minutes on the messages, then all of a sudden, boom, there's 8 other people lined up and you're that 9th person now. You know, I mean, the truck market is just crazy right now. and it's very hard to just message someone and set something up, you know, especially, I don't know, it seems like people have been really wanting to scam people lately, and like, by the way, they don't tell you this and they don't tell you that, and it has been a mess. But pretty much, guys, I've been trying to find a diesel for the channel, a diesel pickup truck, something that I could not only use to haul around this, other projects or whatever, but also something that would be, you know, a cool content maker, something that'll actually be somewhat quick and make some power. But it's been a cycle, and I'm not gonna give up. I'm still looking. It's just taking a little bit longer than what I hoped. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, be sure to subscribe, like the channel, share this with your friends, family, whoever. Help me grow NY Cars into something amazing. We are at 247 as of today. That's good. I love it. And that's especially good for me skipping a week last week because I was fiddling around with that, trying to get it out. Stay safe, stay happy, have fun. I'll see you guys next time.